everyone, I'm Reverend Stephanie Stewart, and today's talk is called At the Crossroads of Uncertainty and Fear is Healing. So I have two readings for you today. The first is from Gilda Radner. She said, "Some stories don't have a clear beginning, middle, and end. Life is about not knowing, having to change, taking the moment and making the best of it without knowing what's going to happen next. Delicious ambiguity." And the second comes from British novelist Margaret Drabble, who said, "When nothing is sure, everything is possible." Is it just me, or does anyone else feel like that's what we're going through right now? Nothing is sure. Not our health, not our safety, not our economy or our ability to earn money. You may have doubts about leadership on one side or the other, or both sides of the political aisle. We are in a cauldron of uncertainty that has not been seen in most of our lifetimes. But have you thought about what might be possible during this time? And no, I'm not talking about learning a new skill or writing the great American novel. I am quite certain when this stay-at-home order is lifted, I will still not be able to play the guitar. My Spanish will still be embarrassingly bad, and I will still have not written a book about pastoral care from the science of mind perspective. But I will be rested, and I will have a deeper spiritual practice because I'm being asked to lead from a deeper place. And most of all, I will be able to walk through the rest of my life recognizing that uncertainty is in fact incredibly powerful. A powerful opportunity to initiate change within me and become a place of healing. Now think about that word, uncertain. Its synonyms can be as curiosity-based as ambiguous, and as fear-based as suspicious. We live in uncertain times. But just because we're living in a point in history where we have no choice but to face uncertainty, that doesn't mean that uncertainty isn't a daily life companion. To be frank, we're actually rather obsessed with uncertainty. There's something in meteorology called the measurement uncertainty. I'm sure you're shocked that measuring in meteorology has some uncertainties. In psychology, there's something called the uncertainty avoidance index. And in quantum physics, we find Heisenberg's uncertainty principle, just to name a few. We understand intuitively that nothing is really certain. We just can't control everything. Now, unfortunately, uncertainty all too often paralyzes us. We're afraid to make a wrong decision, quote unquote wrong decision, so we make no decision at all, which of course is actually a decision, and it usually leads to things that we don't want. But we can choose to make uncertain times powerful and healing times in our lives. Now please hear that again. We can choose to make uncertain times powerful and healing times in our lives. And the key word there is choose. We can choose our thoughts and we can choose our actions. We can't always choose our circumstances. We wouldn't choose to be sick or to not be able to earn income, but we don't necessarily have control over those things right now. I can control what I think, and I can control what I remember is true. So, what is true? What I know to be true is that we are each an expression of God. We are each a way Spirit comes to know itself better through the lives we live and the choices we make. The source of all things, all health, all abundance, all peace, is our source too. Now, I recognize that that can be hard to remember when everything seems so uncertain. But we are never without power. We are always at a moment of choice, so we are always at a moment of power. Uncertainty can be powerful if we choose to allow it to be powerful. So how can we do that, right? How can we manage ourselves and not become paralyzed by uncertainty and instead become empowered through it? First off, we have to breathe. Emotions like anger and fear are actually visceral feelings in the body. They don't live there, though. They only last because we dwell on the situations that caused the anger or the fear in the first place, that caused that physical reaction in the first place. Anger washes through your body in 90 seconds. That's all. For 90 seconds, there are measurable physiological responses that can be labeled anger. Anything after that is our chosen thought processes, bringing the situation back up again. When it comes to something like fear or anger, we have to give ourselves the time to identify it, feel it, and let it run its course. Breathe. We have to breathe and give it time. It doesn't take a lot of time, just 90 seconds, but it takes 90 seconds. When we breathe and name our feelings, we learn to quiet our limbic system. That's the primitive system in our brain that's responsible for fight, flight, or freeze. When we can quiet our limbic system, we can be of clearer mind to enter into our power in uncertain situations and choose. What's something else that we can do? We can stay positive. What are we known for here at Centers for Spiritual Living? Change your thinking, change your life, right? By engaging in intentional and persistent positive thinking, we aren't ignoring a situation, but we are giving ourselves a chance to see opportunity and take it. So what's something else that we can do? How about taking stock of what you really know and what you really don't know? We don't know when we'll return to work or school or be able to meet in person again here at the center. So what do you know? I know I have a roof over my head. I have enough food and clean water. I know I have people that love me and that I love back. I know that the center will continue to offer online services and places of contact for prayer and to fulfill needs you may have. I also know that this time of uncertainty will not last forever. What's another way we can empower ourselves in uncertainty? How about getting clear on what's important? Don't seek perfection. We'll always have a nagging sense of failure if we do. The house is never going to be perfect with everyone living there. Your children's math homework might escape you. What's important? You're together, you're healthy, there's love where you are. What is it that is important that you recognize right now? The last thing that can empower us in times of uncertainty is the spiritual practice of gratitude. What we focus on grows, and the universe loves gratitude. Those things you recognize as being important, give yourself a moment to say thank you for them. If you're having trouble staying positive, quickly looking around and naming 10 things that you're grateful for really can arrest that negative spiral. This is a perfect time to keep a gratitude journal. I keep one and write anywhere between 6 and 10 things in it every day. Recognizing that uncertainty can actually be empowering allows us to walk through life with greater peace. If the unknown of the times we're living in right now can't rattle you, what can? When we manage our limbic system, stay positive, take stock of what we really know and don't know, get clear on what's important and practice gratitude, we lead a more powerful life. We know we are always at a moment of power because we are always at a moment of choice. So what happens when we are both peaceful and powerful? We become a place of healing. We are a calm, non-anxious presence, and we radiate that to others. When we radiate that to others, they too can begin to do things like focus on what's important and practice gratitude, and healing spreads. It's who we all can be for one another right now. And it's needed in our world. We are living in uncertain times, but these are not times of weakness. It can be a time of great power, peace, and healing. It takes conscious self-management and remembering that the source of all things is our source too. That source knows the power of choice and that we are always at a moment of choice. We are always at a moment of power. I'm grateful for you, and I'm grateful for all that we are together as a spiritual community and all that we are becoming.